Peace, love, and blessings, fam. Your divine goddess here. And for my very first video on this channel, I wanted to talk about the Matrix. Are we living in the Matrix? I hope you've seen that movie, The Matrix, with Neo, and he had to choose either the red pill or the blue pill. And he chose the pill, which took him out of the Matrix and into a reality that was the Matrix. So he lived behind the scenes as a programmed person, and he was programmed to have all of these supernatural powers that when he stepped back into the Matrix as himself, he was able to conquer all these secret agents that came at him. All of these secret agents was trying to take him and manipulate him and rob him of his powers. They wanted to destroy him because they knew that his powers were strong. They knew that he was the one, right? And so when you think about the Matrix, and I've read a little bit about the holographic universe, and is this Earth really a hologram, and are we just living in our imaginations and things like that? And when you think about it, it's like, wow, it really, really makes sense because everything that you think about, you bring about. But there are things out there that are out of your control. That's the thing. It's like there are people, places, things. It's like they are kind of put here, just like the secret agents were put there in Neo's path to destroy him. But he was much bigger, and he didn't succumb to fear. Yeah, they beat him down quite a few times, but he always bounced back. He always found even more power within him. So the underlying message here is that we have power. We have power. We have spiritual power. We have power to defeat anything that we see here in this 3D world and in the 5D world. So when you come up against problems and when you come up against things that you feel are out of your control, it's so important to remember who you are. And one of the things that we've forgotten is who we are. We forgot that we are infinite. We forgot that we are divine. We forgot that we have superpowers, supernatural powers, because we are supernatural. We are connected to the supernatural. So this is the thing that we have to get that back, because society has beat us down because of everything that they've done in society. They've taught us that we are less than, we are not as good. They've taught us that we are less than and we are not as good. And if you're a minority, they really beat you down. They show you of all these starving kids in Africa. They tell you that you're a minority. We don't even know if that's really true. They tell us how many people are on the earth. They tell us that we need to get immunization shots. They tell us that our kids need to go to school. They tell us that we need to go to college. All these things have brainwashed us. And so now, and that's what really puts you inside of the Matrix. We were born in the Matrix. We were born under control. We were born this way. And so when you start to move out of it, yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable on so many levels, financially, emotionally. Sometimes people get sick physically because your soul wants you to do something else, but yet you're being forced to stay where you are. It's really a transformational process, and it can take lifetimes. It can literally take lifetimes. And so when we talk about, are we living in the Matrix? We most certainly are. We most certainly are. We have cell phones, laptops, everything is recorded. Even this camera right here, who knows if there's some kind of chip in it that's recording everything that I'm saying, that goes back up to, the government or whatever. We just don't know. We live in a society where we are under supernatural control. We are under mental control. We are under mind control. Everything, things are here to distract us at every turn. That's why it's so important. It's so important to sit down and meditate and journal. Because when you do that, you are literally connecting with source now. You're connecting with your higher self. You're connecting with the higher being. You're connecting with that source energy, that infinite being that we all come from. And so, as I continue to do this, and I've done this many times over my life, over the years, and but my problem was, this was my problem. I never stayed consistent because I got scared. I got scared of losing everything. I got scared of knowing myself too much. I got scared. I got scared of the fact that I wouldn't be able to relate to people anymore. And this has been a recurring theme with me like I said, for my whole entire life. But it's just now that I've decided that I will no longer live in fear. I will no longer live in fear. And I'm going to speak my message, and I'm going to speak my truth. And that is the only way to break through. And yeah, there will be probably, consequences to that as well, but I'm willing to take that risk. And I think a lot of us, we just have to be willing to take that risk, because if we don't, we are going to end up using somebody else's mind controlled platform, as our thoughts. And your thoughts are not you. These thoughts that are being bombarded in your mind, they're not even yours. They're not yours. So when you think about living in the matrix, and when you think about getting out of the matrix, the first thing you have to do is try to control your thoughts, because those thoughts are not yours. You silence your mind and start to see life for what it really is. Why are you always in fear? Why are you always doubting things? Why are people always making you upset? Why are there all these angry people around you? Why there's hurricane scares and earthquake scares and 9/11, all this stuff that we have to question. And it's like, who's controlling this stuff? Who's doing it? And why do you feel a certain way? Sometimes things control your feelings. Why do when you watch a sad movie, you want to cry? A happy movie, you want to laugh? Why do we allow people, places, and things to control us? Because your feelings are everything. Your feelings control your thoughts, and vice versa. Your thoughts control your feelings. So you first have the thought of, oh my gosh, this is so sad, and then you start to cry, right? So your thoughts control your feelings. Who's controlling us? Why are we just puppets here on this earth when we are literally so much more? So I just want you to think about that today. Please leave your comments and your thoughts in the comment section below. Tell me what you've experienced. Tell me how you see the world. Do you think we're living in the matrix? Do you think that we are being controlled, and are we under mind control? Or our foods that we eat, the music that we listen to, the television shows that we watch? What is it that you see happening in this world today? And do you feel like it's all a part of a bigger plan to control the mass population? Because I've read a lot of articles about this, a lot, and I'll be going into details more about that in later videos. But I've seen a lot, I've read a lot, I've heard a lot, and to me it all makes sense. Some people will say, oh, that's just nonsense, it's not real. I believe it's real, and I believe that we have the power. If we come together, and if we awaken, and if we raise our level of consciousness and our level of awareness, we can make a difference. But we can't make a difference by fighting. That's not going to work. Fighting doesn't work. We have to first be true to ourselves and know who we are, and escape one person at a time. Escape the matrix one person at a time, by empowering ourselves. By empowering ourselves as a human being here on this earth. Because when we stand up for something here, we are standing up for something bigger in the spiritual realm. So when you detach from all of the stuff that's going on and don't subscribe to it, and I've been guilty of this, I'm not a saint, and it's going to take some work. It's going to take a lot of work. It may not even be in this lifetime. Who knows? But if we continue to live our truth, speak our truth, we can eventually overcome anything that is not serving us. And that's the mission. That's the mission, guys. All right. Peace, love, and light, my friends. This has been your Divine Goddess. Thank you for watching this video. Please share this video. Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.